The Lexus GX has been around since 2002, and this GX 550 is the latest iteration that arrived in South Africa earlier this year. This is the GX 550 Overtrail, which slots in below the SE model, and this is the 5-seat variant. Now obviously the SE is a 7-seat, it's more family orientated, but the Overtrail, it literally does what the name says. It's built for overlanding and it has loads of space, which we're going to get into, but this is big news for Lexus and one of the most important vehicles. It's launched in South Africa in years. So obviously when you look at the new GX 550, you will see that it is very much a boxier shape than before. And you have the Lexus logo sitting front and center on the grille, and you have these smart LEDs, daytime running lights, adding a sophisticated look, but looking proper. One of the big things on the Lexus GX 550 is the 3.5 litre V6 engine. So this twin turbo motor develops 260 kilowatt and 650 Newton meters of torque. It is linked to a 10-speed automatic gearbox that sends power to a permanent 4-wheel drive system. Now the big question is, why on earth is there a V6 petrol engine in here? And if this thing is based on the Land Cruiser Prado, this Lexus had to come with the Prado's 2.8 GV6 engine, the turbo diesel engine. It would have stolen sales from the Prado. It would have literally eaten the Prado up. So the reason for giving the two SUVs different engines is just to cater to the different buyers within this very niche segment. And for Lexus, this approach has worked, because in the first month it sold more than 160 units of the GX 550. And that's that. So from the side you can immediately see what this Lexus is all about. It rides on 18-inch rims wrapped in 20-inch tires, and it also increases the width by 20 millimeters over the SE model. The approach angle is 27 degrees. You have proper side steps. At the rear the departure angle is 24 degrees, and at the rear you have a clean and minimalistic design with this light bar running across. But it does not compromise on the tough look that Lexus is going after with the GX 550. But the real magic lies in how this SUV moves. The surge of power is addictive, and it feels like it can literally outgun and outpace any SUV it competes against. However, and this is a bit of a joke, because the fuel consumption I'm currently averaging is 15 liters to the 100 kilometers. Now, for me that might be a problem, but I do think that the target audience, the person that actually wants this, the person who can afford this, I think they will be quite happy with anything around 20 liters. One thing I did notice though, even though you have these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, the gearbox feels like a CVT, or rather it mimics the character traits of a CVT. You don't get the kickback, you don't get the, oh, here we go, yeah, poof, poof. No, it's not like that. You can change gears and you will see that the transmission is cogging over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but it literally feels linear. And I think for me that might be a bit of a downer in terms of the powertrain and the drivetrain combination. Now obviously one thing you want to know is, what can the Lexus GX 550 Overtrail do in off-road conditions? Well, one thing we can say is that it is built on Toyota's GAF platform, and it's the same platform that underpins the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. And because the Lexus GX 550 is based on the Prado, you can make a fair assumption that this thing will be very capable in off-road conditions. So when you step inside the GX 550, it is typical Lexus. You have the ruggedness and the familiarity of the Prado, but you just get the sense that Lexus definitely added their own touch to the interior. So to start with, you have this massive 14-inch a screen that plays home to the infotainment system, and it's also wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatible. In front of the driver you have this digital display, and one thing we have to commend Lexus on: physical buttons. Thank you. Then there are several USB-C ports across the cabin. You have a wireless charger, and the storage bin here doubles as a cooler box. The seats are very comfortable, very plush, and they do come with heating and ventilation. Now when you opt for the SE model over the Overtrail, you get massage functions as well, and the sunroof in the Overtrail is standard as well. Now when you step into the rear, you will see that the seats are very comfortable as well. In between you have cup holders. These seats as well, they can recline and move forward, so depending on the type of comfort that you want. You have temperature controls here, there are USB-C ports, and space is ample. Now when you come to the back, first thing you will notice is that boot space is ample. There's 1063 liters of usable space. You also have a 220 volt power socket. There are USB-C ports as well, and when you fold the rear seats down, that space of 1063 liters, it expands even more. Okay, so let's close this one out. The Lexus GX 550 Overtrail is priced at 1.8 million rand, and that gives you, in addition to everything that you are getting, a 7-year 100,000 kilometer maintenance plan and warranty. So now the final question is, should this SUV be on your shopping list and should you get it? Well, yes. This isn't just another SUV. This is Lexus's return to the adventure SUV market, and they made a return in a massive way. But more than that, this is not just another adventure SUV. This is your adventure SUV headquarters. And Lexus literally knocked it out of the park.